For over 2 million years, humans have been the dominant species on Earth. That is, if we classified all Homo species to be human. However, anatomically, modern Homo sapiens, our ancestors with slight archaic features, evolved only about 300,000 to 200,000 years ago in Africa. During this period, they weren't the only creatures on Earth. Early humans coexisted with monstrous creatures that are now extinct. In this video, we will explore early encounters between these two. So stick around as we transport back to an era before man took dominion over monsters. Ever wondered how humans were able to tame wild animals like lions, tigers, and elephants? Keep watching to find out. You'll journey alongside primitives confronting mammoths, bears, and deadly creatures on their own turf. Now, let's dive into the untamed story of the interaction between humans and monsters. The existence of monsters dates back to the prehistoric period, and they have always had interactions with humans. Since the early years, both creatures battled daily for survival across a merciless prehistoric landscape with fewer barriers compared to today's advanced development and technology. But it wasn't always war between these two. Sometimes prehistoric humans encountered magnificent monsters and realized these titans of terror were more kindred than feared killers. However, this wasn't always the scene back then. There were times when these monstrous animals would have mercilessly preyed on humans. For instance, during the Paleolithic era, tens of thousands of years ago, early humans encountered and interacted with dangerous megafauna like mammoths, saber-toothed cats, and giant sloths as they expanded settlements into new habitats. You wouldn't believe how intelligent our ancestors were. These ancient people developed strategies to avoid direct confrontation when possible, but also used weapons and tools to defend themselves from the substantial threats large predatory or territorial mammals posed at times. So, what were these monstrous animals like back then? Let's travel back in time to Africa to find out. Imagine yourself walking alone across the African savanna over 200,000 years ago. The sun beats down as you search for food and water. In the distance, a pride of mountain lions finishes devouring their latest kill. You give them a wide berth, knowing full well their power and ferocity. An ancient crocodile slips into the river ahead, its cold eyes tracking your every movement. The slightest misstep could mean instant death. This was the perilous world of our early human ancestors when monsters ruled the earth. For almost all of human existence, we were prey as much as predators. How, you say? Let's journey back to about 3 million years ago when our ape-like ancestors met their first saber-tooths. To avoid becoming dinner, they took to the trees at night when the cats hunted. But once fire was controlled about 1.5 million years ago, the advantage shifted. Cavemen used fire to light up darkness and scare nocturnal predators. Now, that's a real game changer. Fast forward to 200,000 years ago when, anatomically, modern humans emerged. Our ancestors put predators on the menu. Tactics like traps, snares, and ambushes helped turn the tables on cave bears, hyenas, and big cats. Cave paintings depict these victories over these terrific monsters. But carelessness still met a gruesome fate. With the nature of the landscape in the savanna, humans wouldn't have been able to totally evade these giant scary animals, even though our early ancestors were getting smarter. Now let's talk about these extinct animals. They had different anatomy structures when compared to their successors, the ones we see in the zoos today. Their sight alone was enough to intimidate the early humans. Huge hyenas with strong jaws hunted in hungry packs. They could crush bones and eat whole antelopes. To stay safe, our ancestors would have avoided these monster hyenas. Even more dangerous were the sneaky cave lions. They were bigger than modern lions and hid in the grass to catch prey. Many unwary humans met their doom in cave lion dens, with the big cats crushing their bones. But early humans adapted. New weapons like spear throwers aided them in fighting these fierce beasts. The king cheetah, for instance, was a super cat. This ancient creature was only a color variant of the regular cheetah. These mega feline had muscular legs for tearing across the plains after prey at 50 miles per hour. But the king cheetah's crown jewel was its majestic, furry mantle marked with big blue spots. These stunning spots helped the king camouflage in the savanna's dappled light. Humans wouldn't have been able to avoid this animal when it camouflaged itself. And did you know that no animal could outrun the giant gazelle when this slender beast hit full gallop? The giant gazelle was an ancient ancestor of the modern gazelle. It had longer legs and could run at speeds up to 40 miles per hour. Their horns were slightly larger than today's gazelles. These grazing animals were widespread across Africa around 300,000 years ago. Although they wouldn't have harmed early humans, but if cornered, they could accidentally use their horn to hurt humans. Archaeological evidence revealed gazelle teeth were used by early humans to make tools and ornaments. The canine teeth in particular were shaped into awls for puncturing holes in hides. Perforated gazelle teeth have been found made into pendants and beads for jewelry dating back over 30,000 years. This shows that humans hunted this animal for their needs, which wouldn't have been an easy task. One of the most feared ancient monsters was the giant hippos. They were bigger than modern hippopotamuses. They could reach weights over 4 tons, compared to the modern hippos, 3 tons. These massive semi-aquatic herbivores lived throughout many African rivers and lakes. Their large size helped deter crocodile attacks. The giant hippo was the largest and most dangerous animal ancient humans encountered near African rivers and lakes. When giant hippos felt threatened, they would become very angry. They would charge with their huge mouths open, ready to crush any threat with their giant teeth. Their aggressive charges could easily kill a human. So ancient humans would have tried to avoid disturbing giant hippos. If they needed to get water from a river, humans would have moved very quietly and carefully around these giant beasts. They knew better than to upset a giant hippo. The giant hippo went extinct around 200,000 years ago, but they lived at about the same time as the giant lemurs. Giant lemurs inhabited the forests of Madagascar until around 1,000 years ago. They grew as large as 5 feet, compared to the 2.5 feet ring-tailed lemur of today. These primates were adept leapers and climbers. They filled an ecological role similar to monkeys, but went extinct after humans colonized Madagascar. Now, let's talk about this terror, the short-faced hyena. Short-faced hyenas were top predators around 200,000 years ago. They could reach shoulder heights over 4 feet, larger than any modern hyena species. Their bone-crushing jaws allowed them to splinter elephant bones to access the nutritious marrow side. These skilled pack hunters help regulate African ecosystems. Early humans coexisted with short-faced hyenas and would have encountered them as competition for food and resources. However, humans likely tried to avoid becoming prey for these hyenas. The hyenas may have attacked vulnerable humans when given the chance, seeing them as potential food. Their pack hunting abilities made them even more dangerous. But here is the twist. Early humans were starting to utilize tools and weapons like spears at this time. This helped them defend themselves against predators like hyenas when necessary or confront them over contested kills. Around human living areas or camps, humans may have used fire or noise to deter approaching hyenas looking for an easy meal. But straying humans were still at risk of hyena attacks. Another feared monster was the saber-toothed cats. These big cats had very long and pointed canine teeth. Saber-toothed cats would have been formidable predators that posed a major threat to early humans in Africa. Their large size, powerful build, and long, serrated canine teeth made them well equipped to take down large prey, including humans. Early humans would have been especially vulnerable to saber-tooths prior to the widespread use of tools and weapons. Without spears for defense, humans would have had little protection if ambushed by one of these deadly cats. To avoid becoming prey, early humans likely took precautions to minimize the risk of saber-tooth encounters. Staying in groups and keeping fire handy provided protection. Their formidable size and hunting abilities made them a considerable threat until their extinction around 10,000 years ago. Early humans had to be constantly wary of these fierce predators. The ancient crocodile species were even more dangerous than the saber-toothed cats. The Remosaurus, for instance, was a massive 23 feet long crocodile found in areas of eastern and northern Africa. It likely preyed upon early human ancestors. Vuai was another prehistoric crocodile reaching over 5 meters long that lived in marshes and river systems of Madagascar, where some early human remains have been found. An extinct relative of the Nile crocodile was another species of crocodile. Fossils suggest a larger ancestral species up to 18 feet long lived throughout the Nile River system and other parts of Africa. These enormous crocodilians would have been apex predators and dangerous threats to prehistoric humans living near the water's edge or having to cross rivers and lakes. Even modern Nile crocodiles reach more than 16 feet long and readily prey on humans. The huge extinct crocodiles with their armored hides and bone-crushing bites could swiftly ambush and kill early humans, individuals getting water. Their stealth and speed in the water put early humans at a disadvantage. No doubt about it. Our ancient Homo sapiens ancestors faced some crazy giant animals as they migrated out of Africa. Early migrating populations of Homo sapiens spread through parts of the Middle East and Asia as early as 120,000 years ago, based on fossil evidence. In Asia, they would have encountered extinct animals like giant pandas, stegodons, or giant elephants, and giant ostrich-like birds at this time. To survive the harsh climates, they had to get creative with their outfits. Animal hides and furs were clutch for staying warm in the freezing temps. Archaeologists have found specialized bone needles they used to sew together coats, gloves, hats, and more to brace the cold. These fitted leather jackets also came in handy to avoid becoming a snack for big predators. Can you imagine facing off against a pack of 500-pound hyenas? Layering up with thick animal hides could help prevent getting bit or clawed. Even as humans got better with weapons and controlling fire, the animal skin clothes provided protection when out hunting. With time, the relationship between humans and some of these monstrous creatures changed. Humans began developing techniques to domesticate animals like the hyenas, elephants, snakes, and many more. The first steps toward domestication likely arose from mutually beneficial relationships between humans and wild animals. Scavenger species like hyenas realized they could access easy meals by lingering near human camps. These exposure over time made certain animals more comfortable around humans. Tribes may have then actively started leaving food out as offerings to encourage these animals to stay nearby as an alarm system against more dangerous predators. From this foundation of familiarity, humans found they could take young elephant, snake, or hyena cubs and hand raise them. Constant positive contact with humans imprinted the animals to be more docile and compliant. Selectively breeding those that were less aggressive ultimately produced generations better suited for domestication. However, many of these giant animals went extinct. Experts argue if climate change or human activities caused this. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this.